What is up, you guys? It is your boy Pretty Boy Floyd, aka Handyman Floyd now, because I'm about to show you guys how I made this computer desk all by myself. It did take me 3 weeks though, but this is the output platform desk that I'm taking inspiration from, which would have cost me around $800, but everything including the material and tools cost me around $400. But the material itself, if you guys have a wood shop and if you guys have all these tools, the material is only going to cost you $200. So yeah, it's a fraction of the price. So that's what it looks like in my studio right now. And hope you guys enjoy this little tutorial I put together. What's up, you guys? I am trying to update you guys on this computer desk right now. So where we had left off was we set up a guide for the build, and then we tried to get the sawhorses situated, and then the saw blade kept binding on us. Trying to cut this like 3/4 inch plywood. So I had to go to Home Depot and I got this I'm about to turn it on. We got this Diablo blade. This is a 60 teeth Diablo saw blade. I'm not a professional. I'm very new to woodworking and whatnot. So got that blade, and that works significantly better because the blades that I got were from Walmart and they just kept binding on us, and it wouldn't work. So went to Home Depot real quick. The blade was about $22, so kind of expensive, but definitely worth it. It definitely cut through the wood a lot easier. But yeah, this is what we got right now. This is the side pieces to the desk. So right now, and as you can see, I could have easily fit 2 of them on here, but we were confused on like which piece is like for the sides. So I used another one that was kind of similar to that one for this side, and yeah, I fucked up. So I know I'm gonna have to go back to Home Depot and get another like sheet of plywood, and this plywood is expensive, man. It's about $60 a sheet. So maybe I can get like half of a plywood, and I think that would be like more than enough, really. So maybe I can just spend an extra 30. So yeah, right now I'm just going to take a pencil and just mark it and then cut it again. Then we have those 2 sides and that's done. And then it's on to the legs. So yeah, I'm going to be using that side piece as a template, just so I don't have to like keep making measurements off of it. And where I'm getting these measurements from will be down in the description below. I have to give a huge shout out to the people that that made these templates. I'll link 2 videos down below of these guys making the desk. So one of them is Extralife, and then another person, I can't remember their name off the top of my head right now, but both of these guys' videos will be down in the description below, so you guys have 3 videos to follow off in order to make this platform desk. So yeah, I'm just using a circular saw, and yeah, it's 60 teeth. You guys are gonna need that Diablo blade to cut through this thick plywood. All right, cool. So 2 side pieces are done. 2 identical side pieces done. And now we're gonna go on to the legs. Alright, so this is kind of a weird method to like find angles, but whoops. On that sheet of paper, and I'll post it up right here, on that sheet of paper it has just inches and it doesn't have angles, and you have to have like 3 rulers to like get the perfect angle. So that's a tip right there if you're following along with this tutorial. Alright y'all, so I'm over here being a goddamn math wizard, figuring out Pythagorean theorems and algebra and obtuse and acute angles and all that other shit. So as you guys can see, I finally found like the right angle and stuff like to be at. 39 inches, 2 and 3/4 of an inch right here, and then like a 4-inch slant, and then that's going to connect to, where's it at? This triangle right here. That's how you make the legs. Like you need like 1, 2, 3 rulers. Like
So yeah, you guys see, man, you don't need any crazy like protractors or anything to find angles. You literally just need the measurements. And yeah, I'm cutting out the legs right here, using that as a template for the next one, making a total of 4 legs.
Okay, so now the legs are cut out, so I'm going to put some glue on both of those and stick those together, so it will be a total of 1.5 inches thick, and I have 2 legs. Boom. Cool. So 4 legs in total, and stick 2 of them together to give us 2 legs, one on each side of the computer desk.
See, I'm just using some wood glue. You guys are going to need a lot of wood glue for this project, so I definitely suggest getting 2 bottles or maybe 1 big bottle. I ended up using the Gorilla Glue wood glue. I mean, I don't really think that there's a difference, just because it's Gorilla Glue, I guess. But I'm just using like the cheapest wood glue there is. And I'm just taking something to spread it out. I know you should probably have like a scraper or something, but I just used a scrap piece of paper, or like scrap piece of cardboard from like one of the packages of the blades. But yeah, just spread it out evenly, and just stick the other leg on top. And then what you're going to need is you're going to need like some weight. So if you have like weights at your house, like free weights and stuff like that, then you can use that. Or you could just use anything around the house. Like I used a freaking mini refrigerator and like marble tiles to like weigh it down. But use anything that you can in order to put weight on this thing and distribute it evenly.
Okay, so I'm back. This is the next day. The legs are finished being glued. They should be dry by now. It's been a whole day. Now I'm going to be working on the desktop. So I just cut out the supports, and I'm going to glue those on. You guys will see that in just a minute.
So yeah, so these are the desk supports. Basically this kind of gives it a look, like a thicker look on the edges. As you guys can see on the original platform desks, there's actually 2 pieces of plywood attached to it, which is going to make it thicker. This is going to give it some more support as well, because you're going to be putting a lot of weight on this desk. So yeah, I'm just cutting out the support pieces, the exact length. And also when it comes to like little gaps, if you guys can't perfectly cut it, I know me, I had some little gaps in between the supports. If you mix some sawdust and wood glue together, you guys can actually fill in those gaps with that, and that'll make it look flushed. I think you guys can see it a little bit on the corner.
All right, so as you guys can see, glued down the desktop. Well, I glued the supports onto the desktop, and I'm gonna wait for those to finish. I actually ran out of wood glue, so I have to go back to Home Depot and get wood glue. I bought the cheapest wood glue, and I think that I might actually get the Gorilla Glue wood glue. That's probably gonna be like a lot more like stronger. Damn, my grammar is off. A lot more stronger. What the fuck? Whoa, what the hell? Anyways, so I am starting on the top shelf. Now this is the only piece that needs a miter cut. So this is my first time doing a miter cut. I might actually test it out on another scrap piece of wood. It is supposed to be at a 30-degree angle. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
So here I'm doing a miter cut. It's really not as intimidating as it might seem, but really, you guys.
So I did it. Alright, so look, I ain't a goddamn professional, but it did turn out pretty good. But all in all, it did turn out pretty good. The angle is nice.
So here I'm taking a router just to clean up the edges and make it perfectly parallel. Now I had some real trouble with this router, man. I don't even, to be honest with you, a router's not necessary for this project. Really, when these things are glued together, you're not gonna get them perfectly aligned, so you are gonna need to cut off some excess pieces. Now with me, like the router, like it would not work. The one guy used the router in order to cut out like these square shapes. He used a flush cut bit and everything, but that did not work. So what I found to work out best was to actually use a well, it was actually to drill a hole in the four corners of the rectangle, and then taking my jigsaw and like cutting it from like circle corner to circle corner. I know it's kind of confusion, but it's kind of confusion. But here's a video that I'll show you guys, and I'll explain it to you guys better. These are the 3 wire management rectangles that I'm making. They're not perfect, I know that, but I don't care. They don't have to be perfect. They're just for wires. So yeah, using that drill right here, and I'm drilling all 4 sides, all 4 corners, as you can see. Yeah, I got it.
But that's it right there. And then what I do is I take a jigsaw.
And then like I kind of just keep, then I'm going and I'm just kind of just. Boom, that's how I'm making it. It's for wire management. Yeah, as you guys can see, the router did not work out for me very well. So definitely use the jigsaw and the drill. This technique, it might be a little bit more time consuming than originally planned, but it'll definitely work. So I'm just going to be using a scrap piece of wood, and I'm actually going to put it on top of the top shelf in order to make the cutouts. So this will make it easier, because you're going to need to be making wire cutouts for like 3 parts of the desk. So I am going to be using this as a template that I've already cut out before previously, and this is going to go on the top, not the top desk, the actual desk body, the lower part of the desk. I'm going to use that as a template. So here are the dividers that are going to go underneath the top shelf, and I'm going to be using these dividers as a guide for the edge of the side piece in order to make a rabbet hole. And I'm actually making a rabbeting edge for the side pieces, but I'm actually making it with a circular saw. There's a couple of tutorials on YouTube to show you guys how to make a rabbet hole with a circular saw, but if the router would have worked, you could have did it with that. Apparently I just don't know how to work a router, and I'm actually using it to make a dado hole. And I think that's what you call it. I don't know, I'm so new to this like woodworking terminology, but basically these are just slots for the dividers underneath the top shelf, which yeah, you guys are gonna see how they fit real quick. And I'm just taking a saw and literally just going through it multiple times and just cleaning it out. Again, I'm not gonna make it the cleanest because we're gonna put dividers on it, and that's gonna cover all that up. Here I'm gonna be taking measurements to cut out the keyboard, and then add the supports onto the keyboard later, as you guys will see later. So that's the I attached a support beam in the middle of the keyboard tray to give it more support. So here I'm actually going to attach the legs to the side. So what I did was I took one keyboard wing piece that goes to the side of the desk, and 2 dividers in order to mark it out. And I had to cut up a little bit off the edge in order to line it up. But yeah, I'm going to mark where the leg is on the side, and I'm going to drill 4 holes in it. I'm going to pre-drill these holes prior to assembly. And yeah, that's the setup with the divider, scrap piece of wood, and another divider. So here is the modesty panel that I'm going to be pre-drilling holes onto on the legs, and with the wire squares up, and then after that it's time for painting, and we're almost done. So I'm going to take some pre-wood stain, and I'm going to pre-stain all the wood panels, and this only takes about an hour to fully dry. And after you pre-stain everything, then you'll take your wood finish. I went with a natural golden oak wood finish. You guys can choose any type of finish that you want, but I definitely wanted to be lighter than my hardwood floors, and I didn't want it to match my hardwood floors exactly. So here I'm just taking like an old t-shirt, and I'm just painting the wood finish on all of the pieces of wood. You definitely want to paint this on before you assemble it to get everything. And I actually noticed that with just one coat, there wasn't really a big difference in terms of color. It looks like there's a big difference when you first put it on, but after it dries, it's not really that big of a difference. So I would probably go with 2 coats. I only went with 1, but I would definitely recommend that you go in with 2 coats. Okay, now it is time for assembly. This is the exciting part. So I'm going to be drilling in the legs to the side pieces, and then I'm going to be drilling in the modesty panel on the back of the leg pieces. So all these holes should be pre-drilled prior to assembly, and I'm just taking some 2-inch wood screws and just drilling them in. Here I'm pre-drilling the desktop and the sides before I actually drill screws in. This is going to make drilling a lot easier. So yeah, and you also, at the end of screwing in with your power drill, you really want to go in with the with a hand screwdriver. So yeah. So now I'm screwing on the top shelf to the side pieces, and then I'm actually screwing in the dividers into the desk itself, or into the top piece itself, because I cut the dados a little bit too wide, so I had to screw in those dividers in order to secure them. So yeah, again, hand tightening with a screwdriver. If you guys see any little gaps or anything like that, just take a hand screwdriver and just screw it in, and everything will come together. And here is the keyboard rack mounts that I'm going to be screwing in. These will be linked down in the description below for the exact ones that I bought, and I'm just screwing them in, making sure that they're even on both sides. Again, hand tightening it, making sure that it's functional, and I'm going to be doing that to both sides, and I have to make sure that both sides are even, because you don't want to have uneven rack mounts or keyboard slides. So here I'm attaching the keyboard wings. Now you're going to need, and I think they're called rack mounts. I don't know. They're like L-shaped racks. You guys can see them right here. They're black. They will be linked down in the description as well. The keyboard draw slides and the L racks, or whatever these are called, will be down in the description below. I think they're called rack mounts. I'm not sure. But yeah, I secured the keyboard wing pieces with that piece and pre-drilled holes, and I secured the keyboard wings to the desk like that. Now with the drawers or with the slides, the mount has to be as low as possible, because as you guys are going to see here, we tried to fit my piano on there the first time and it would not fit. So you have to make it like at the lowest level, and there you go. It can easily slide in now, and it looks perfect. This desk is very sturdy, and it took me 3 weeks to build. So yeah, man, that's it for this video, you guys. I mean, you really can't beat, even if you have no tools at all, it coming up to around $400 is half the price of the platform desk. And other people are able to like complete this desk in like 3 or 4 days or so. But like I said, if you got experience with it, man, it definitely shouldn't take you long at all. But me, I had to go through a lot of like headaches and whatnot. But hopefully this video will help you guys out. And here are the after pictures. This is what the desk looks like. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.